Hey y'all, this is Southern Woods here. Welcome to my podcast, the Southern Woods Podcast. I am here accompanied by my good friend Declan.
Yes, sir.
Today, I just felt like talking about video games and gaming. I'm not much of a gamer myself, but I do enjoy sitting down and playing a good game every once in a while. Declan, however, I brought him on the show because he has a lot more experience in the realm of gaming.
I am an avid casual gamer.
An avid casual gamer. You heard it here first, folks. So when it comes to me and gaming video games, I was kind of a late bloomer because growing up, besides maybe the Wii when I turned like 10 or 11, didn't really play video games that much. Didn't have the possibilities to because I didn't have an Xbox for a long time, and when I did get an Xbox, I didn't have Xbox Live or anything like that. So any games I did play was kind of solo or, co-op with my brother. But Declan, I mean, you've been playing at least online games for a long time, right?
Yeah, since the 5th grade. That was over a decade ago.
Over a decade. It's crazy how much we've grown and how much video games have grown as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as a kid, had the old style Game Boy Pocket little thingies.
I started with a Nintendo. I think it was a 2DS.
2DS. I never had any of the DSs, but the Wii was probably the first console that I ever actually got to play that was ever my own. And of course, I played the classics, Wii Sports, Super Mario Bros, that sort of stuff.
Oh, I played all that stuff as well, especially Mario Kart. I would mess some people up in some Mario Kart.
Mario Kart was fun, and the Wii was something else.
Yeah, that's facts.
A lot of good memories. I played a lot of Lego games on there. Lego, Indiana Jones, Lego Star Wars. Truly a pioneer in the console world at that time.
I started with the PlayStation 2.
That's what you started out with.
Yeah, I know. I started with like the Lego video games with my dad and my brother and stuff like that. So we played a lot of those. But and then after the PS2, I also got a Wii afterwards, and then from there the Xbox 360 and so on.
Yeah. So when did you get your 360? Was it 5th grade?
I got my 360 probably in 4th grade.
4th grade.
It may have been 5th grade, but whenever I got it, I didn't have Xbox Live or anything like that. So me and my brother and like a couple of our friends, we'd always play like Modern Warfare 2. And like Call of Duty Black Ops, like offline, like the PvP stuff, and then like we would always screen peek and cheat off each other. That caused many fights in my childhood.
Absolutely, that gives me memories too, because I got Xbox 360 when I was in middle school for sure. My uncle gave me his old one, and yeah, most of the games we had were like Modern Warfare 2. It's one of the first games I ever played on the Xbox, and that's exactly what we do. Just a split screen, 1v1ing in the private matches.
Yeah, with the screen peeking.
Exactly.
Stop looking at my screen.
Exactly.
I'm not. How'd you know where I was then?
Yeah, and I had Xbox Live the first time maybe 8th grade or freshman year of high school, and that was with the original Black Ops game. But I didn't play too much of that. I played on my uncle's console during those times to play on live. And yeah, what's your experience with Black Ops?
I never much liked the Black Ops, to be honest.
Really, not even the original?
No, strictly the original. I never liked the original. Black Ops 2 is one of my favorite Call of Duties of all time, right behind Modern Warfare 3. But yeah, I've played Call of Duty ever since. Like my first Call of Duty game was I can't think of it. It was way back. It was one of their. I think it was World at War.
I was about to say.
I think it was Call of Duty World at War, and then I also played the Medal of Honor games, and that got me really into the first-person shooters. And like I said, I played those ever since. Like I played the Modern Warfare 2, which is the newer one. Modern Warfare. I played Vanguard, Cold War. I played everything. But the first game I ever got serious about was, well, I say serious, but I played it like more often and like actually cared about it more. That'd probably be Minecraft. That was one of the first games I ever got on the 360, and it was just so much fun. Like the game has endless possibilities you can do, and it was always so much fun.
I mean, it's what the most sold game ever.
Yeah, I reckon so.
And I mean, that's for a reason. I've never been real big into Minecraft, probably because, for a long time when it was real popular, I couldn't really play with anyone. But I do like going over there in the Minecraft realms. Shows how much I play Minecraft. And I just like making buildings and exploring and stuff.
Yeah.
As you said, endless possibility. And once I was able to start playing with people online and have our own world together, it made things a little bit more fun. Besides Minecraft, you said you played a lot of first-person shooters. Is that probably your main genre that you play?
I would say, generally speaking, no. It definitely certainly used to be.
Yeah.
But I find myself playing a lot more RPG style games nowadays, or like I play a lot of racing, like Forza Horizon 5, played Forza Horizon 4 and Motorsport 7. I really enjoy racing games, but yeah, I would say RPGs are mainly my main type of game right now, especially with Elden Ring and Diablo 4 and everything. Those two of the newer games. Elden Ring, obviously, I think 1 year ago now it came out, so I still play that all the time.
Now, does a lot of that have to do with the fact for a long time you were Xbox? Xbox
yeah.
and now recently you've switched to PC.
Yeah.
Does that have a lot to do with your change in game genres?
I don't think so, because a lot of the games I play on my PC are games that I played on my Xbox. I just got the PC because I didn't want to be limited by, hey, we're PlayStation, we have this exclusive. Hey, we're Xbox, we have this exclusive. Like, a lot of times, exclusive release on PC, with the exceptions being like Sony's Horizon Zero Dawn, like the Forbidden West, like one of their newer games, and a couple of other games they have. But I just like having the choice. But as far as like just the genres go, it's just I realized that first-person shooters had a certain je ne sais quoi about them that genuinely pissed me off every time I would play them. Like, I would play 3 games, do really good, then play one really terrible game and go, alright, I'm gonna break the controller. So
yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna venture off of this.
Yeah, that's I played mainly Call of Duty first-person shooter games. Never was a big fan of Halo. Never got into many others except the Call of Duty games. MW2, Black Ops. Skipped Black Ops 2. Just didn't own it. Black Ops 3 was okay for me, and I played a lot of Black Ops 4 with my girlfriend. But no, I totally agree with that. Some games you're doing real good, and all of a sudden you're just doing crap for 2 games in a row. And or you're dealing with someone who's a freaking sweaty tryhard, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, usually I am a sweaty tryhard. So even when I do terrible and I've been tryharding, it just really, really disappoints me. But I mean, as far as like first-person shooters go, I think that the first game I ever got like really into and like actually cared about was probably Rainbow Six Siege.
Rainbow.
I got that game, pre-ordered that game, and when it came out, I grinded on it, got to like the highest the highest ranks you could get and everything, and every single season I was active and got all my friends to get it and play with them. So that was the first game I really cared about. It also fueled a lot of my health issues in my senior year of high school with my being overweight and terrible sleeping habits.
Yeah, I had a very brief and turmoilless experience with Rainbow Six Siege, as Declan knows very well.
I was there to experience.
I hopped on the Rainbow Six Siege train way after it departed last year. So
only about 6 years late.
2022, and the learning curve kind of difficult, especially when almost everyone that you play with now is experienced, and I was a fresh noob.
Well, it also didn't help the fact that I had been playing for 6 I had literally been playing for 6 years at that point, and you were playing with me, so you were just obviously going to be playing against people who had a lot more skill than you did.
Yeah, I found myself not enjoying it. I should have hopped on 6 years ago, but, boo-hoo. How has the transition been for you from console to PC? I'm sure some people are questioning that, and in their own lives, whether or not they want to make the switch, and how hard the learning curve is to go from, that sort of thing.
A majority of my experience has been very, very simple. Like, as far as like learning the keyboard and stuff like that, even my hand movements still aren't fluent. Like, I've had the PC since August of last year, and at the very beginning I played all my games strictly with controller, just on the
hook
PC.
It,
yeah. So I played a majority of that, but now I've started going into games that don't have the controller support, so I've been having to actually use the freehand on the keyboard. So that transition has been very tumultuous to me. So I definitely don't blame anybody if they're not going to get a PC strictly for the keyboard. I don't much like it, but I'm trying to learn it even right now. But it's the biggest inconvenience of getting a PC was the price. Like I paid for an Xbox Series X for $500, and when I went and paid for this PC, I spent $3,200 on it. So, but obviously, like I made it to where it's gonna be good enough for several years to come. So I'm not gonna replace anything anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always wondered, and I mean, you may not know the answer to this, but like, for people who are really good at typing, you reckon they naturally be better at PC games?
See, I just don't think so. Because, yeah, you have the knowledge of where your buttons are on the keyboard and everything, but with the way your hands have you situated, like, your movements are WASD, you have, like, shift to crouch, tab to run, stuff like that. Like, you also have to use arrow keys in some situations. Like, it's a lot of the same button mashing, just typing fast is, but you have to have the actual hand placement. And I imagine that it could be easier in the sense that you know everything is. You don't have to look down at anything.
Yeah, the only games that I've really played on the PC, laptop, whatever, the games that I'm kind of getting into now, which has been a lot of simulator games, games like Age of Conflicts and different war simulators, where all you have to do is kind of just set up the environment and just watch things happen. That tends to be my kind of jam, especially since being the history buff I am. I like seeing like different countries and fake scenarios go to war with each other and whatnot. That's been my jam. If y'all are interested, I do actually plan on playing Age of Conflict as a video series soon. There's a lot of customizable maps and scenarios you can make. So I feel like it's something that if I can voice over correctly, that may be entertaining. You know, not many people see me play video games on the channel, so this is an opportunity to maybe dip my toes in the water. But also speaking of that, I next month, who would know off the top of their head, but apparently it's Fortnite's 6th birthday since Fortnite came out, which is crazy that it came out, around the same time Rainbow Six Siege?
Yeah, around the same time, maybe a year later than Rainbow Six Siege.
Which is crazy because I didn't jump on the Rainbow Six Siege because that costed money, but Fortnite was free, and I found that guy shortly after it came out, and Fortnite really changed my video game experience. It was probably the first ever game that I could truly play online with all my friends because it was free, so everyone could get it. It was cross-compatible, and everyone, especially the first few years, wanted to play that game. Yeah. So it was the first time that I really had a cohesive gaming experience with people around me, on the chat room. Over the mic, Man, can you tell I don't game? I'm saying terms that probably haven't been used in years or used in different whole gaming. I don't know. I'm not experienced. But yeah, Fortnite, 6 years already. That's crazy. And to celebrate that, I'm going to make a little montage of my highlights from Fortnite. I planned on going all the way back to my first Victory Royale, but, Microsoft deleted all my clips before 2022. So, yeah, I look forward to that. I'm not the best Fortnite person, but I was able to make a nice little video of some pretty good clips.
Pretty sick moments.
I don't think I'm going to make a montage where every second there's a meme hopped in after, I headshot someone as much as I would, but...
maybe a triple.
As funny as that would be, I think I'm going to stick to a more traditional, just some music and let it go.
Yeah. I know that my first experience with Fortnite was pretty rage-inducing. I didn't hop onto Fortnite immediately. I waited, a year, maybe a year and a half to immediately start playing the game. And, I got messed up a bunch by all the people who would just build tall towers and just decimate people. And I was like, why am I playing against people who are really good when I just started playing this game? It made no sense to me. So that scared me away for a little bit, but then I ended up playing with Alex and his girlfriend and his brother, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I put way too much money than I should have in the game, and here I am now.
Yeah, that was that season of Fortnite. I don't remember the season chapters and that crap, but that particular time was a very fun time in Fortnite, and It did piss you off a good bit until every night you'd be like, all right, I'll play one. After one game, you were done.
Yeah, that got really unfortunate.
That's kind of how my brother is now. Not that like he gets mad about it, he's just not that into it. And I go through stretches with Fortnite. Sometimes I don't play for a whole season. Sometimes I play a lot. But yeah, I figured 6 years of Fortnite already, and I throw a montage video out there. Yeah, it's kind of Epic Games is getting pretty big.
Oh yeah,
in general,
is getting massive.
Owning Fortnite and Rocket League, which I don't have much experience in Rocket League, but I think it's a fun game.
They also have Unreal Engine.
Unreal Engine, yeah.
Yeah, which is the engine that a lot of companies are using now. Like Unreal Engine 5, like the way it looks and everything is absolutely phenomenal. A bunch of games are gonna end up being using that engine, but yeah, Epic Games has certainly done well for themselves.
Yeah, and then whatever happened to so is Call of Duty not going to be made for PlayStation?
So right now Microsoft is having to go through with like other countries and being like, hey, if we buy Activision, it's not going to upset the entire gaming industry, so let us do it. And the fact of the matter is it's like, yeah, Sony's a smaller company and Microsoft is a lot more than just video games, so they have a lot more capital. So $60 billion is like, that's fine. When you're valued at $1 trillion, that $60 billion is really not that much. But yeah, I think even if the acquisition does go through and Microsoft does get Activision and Blizzard, that Call of Duty will still stay on both consoles at least for the next year.
It's so big, you know, like be kind of.
But it's also one of those things where like it is so big and it has such a loyal. I won't call it loyal, but it has such a massive fan base that you're gonna have a lot of people switch over to that Xbox, and then like they'll probably keep Call of Duty both consoles right now, and then the next console wars when they upgrade the consoles, be like, oh listen, Call of Duty's only gonna be Xbox, so come play this.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I wonder, because I know you have the Call of Duty cult. Call of Duty cult. The people that follow Call of Duty and were devoted to it was definitely a lot larger than I feel like it is today. And I feel like that's in part by a lot of the recent Call of Duty games haven't been as good as some of the more classic ones.
Yeah, I would just say that when they redid Call of Duty Modern Warfare and then Modern Warfare 2, they kind of struck gold there. But whenever they did Vanguard and Cold War, they just missed the ticket on that one completely.
Yeah, because it seemed like every year they're just, I don't know, making a new game that just wasn't re-innovative, you know.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like, I mean, like you're trying to release a new game every year, and it's like, I mean, people don't want a new game every single year.
Just like for a second, and just now it seems like, for a minute, it seems like there's a new console every 2 years coming out, you know.
Well, it's like, it's not like it's a whole new console. It's just the fact that Microsoft was like, oh, here's an Xbox One. Oh, here's an Xbox One S. Oh, here's an Xbox One X. Oh, here's an Xbox Series S, Series X.
It was just kind of a lie, especially since the 360 stood alone before the Xbox One for 5, 6, 4, 5, 6 years.
But the Xbox 360 had like the 360 Elite, the 360 Slim, like there were other variations of that one as well. But I don't think they were trying to force feed them down your throat like they are like they were with the but the 1S and the 1X.
Yeah,
I think that they were definitely trying to oversell those, but that's just the way it is nowadays. You know, it's so much easier to advertise things.
Yeah, so much easier to advertise, so much easier to get your hands on certain products, and I mean, it does make sense. You know, one's fucking big and sturdy and has a lot of storage. One's compatible.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of interesting. Well, Declan, what? I'm sure you knew this was coming, but what are your top 3 favorite games all time?
Top 3 favorite games of all time?
All time, all genres.
So, number 1, Life is Strange. That game was just absolutely phenomenal. It's more of a narrative choices-based game.
Yeah, I saw Let's Plays of it. I thought it was really interesting.
It was just a phenomenal game in my opinion. It was really well done. And then I would put it in the same place as Life is Strange True Color, which is the newer one that came out with. That game was also just very phenomenally done. As far as like my second favorite game would be, I would definitely have to say Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 was absolutely phenomenal. That game, I spent countless hours on there. And I remember playing with one of my friends Colin, me and him would play that game like every single night together. Every single night. Like I said, video games, me and my senior year of high school, I was damn near 300 pounds, all because I would go to school, come home, sit down, play Xbox, eat, go to bed at like 2 a.m., get up at like 6 a.m., play Xbox, go to school, and rinse and repeat. And I was doing nothing else. That was pretty atrocious. But as far as like my third favorite game, I'd have to say Rainbow Six Siege. Like I played that game so consistently. I don't play it much anymore, but that's whenever I would have like 5 people like I would actually know in real life, and like we would all get together. Like after work we play together, on weekends we play together, like during our school breaks. Honestly, all my favorite games are gonna be back when I was in school, because a lot of like your breaks and everything were like pretty much characterized by how much fun you had playing video games with your friends.
Absolutely.
You know? Like, that's what I did in all my free time, was video games. So I would definitely say number 1, Life is Strange, and then Life is Strange True Colors. Number 2, Modern Warfare 3, and then number 3 would have to be what I just said, Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, for me, if I had to do a top 3, I don't know. Third place, kind of a tie between a few. Like if you asked me a few years ago if Fortnite would be on top 5, I say no. But like, there's a respect I have to give it. As I said, it had such a big impact on me, and I do enjoy the game overall. So Fortnite would be up there, maybe a runner-up. Mario Kart and Wii Sports, just because it's such a big part of my
childhood.
And I even today playing Wii Sports or Mario Kart specifically, it's still so much fun. And maybe the graphics are slightly outdated, but not enough to not have fun and be competitive with it. But number 2 for me, probably Madden 25.
You played the hell out of that game.
I still play the hell out of that game. That game 2013, so it's 10 years old now. Madden 25, I think. I think it was 2013. Almost a decade old regardless, but yeah, I have the most hours on that game for sure, just making different rosters, making superheroes into their own team, or what I did and what I still do, all the people around me, Declan, my brother, my family, friends, coworkers, if I get close enough to them, I'm like, okay, you are now in my Madden franchise.
Now on the Madden roster.
What position you want to be, I'm making you now whenever, I play a new franchise mode. There's always a possibility, Declan is on my team, or Declan is on the Steelers, or I'll see in the news article, Declan got traded or cut, vice versa, me. I don't know, it's just, I'm not even a huge sports gaming type of guy. Like, I've dibble-dabbled FIFA, 2K, even other Madden games I've played, but something about Madden 25, the specific graphics, everything about it, I just really love. And yeah, I still keep playing it. And maybe one day if I get like a big, like a PC like you, or a bigger browser I can hook up, maybe I'll do some gameplay of that.
Yeah.
Go through a time loop for my viewers. And then number 1, probably Modern Warfare 2. I think that's my favorite first-person shooter.
That's a lot of people. A lot of people absolutely adore Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
I love the story and the campaign behind it. I think it was very well done. It was like one of the only games that I really had an emotional attachment playing. Seeing certain characters get killed. And then I don't know, just playing split screen, as you said earlier, back before I had Xbox Live, and the co-op missions were really well done in that game too.
Yes, so they were phenomenal.
Yeah, me and Anthony, we were able to play certain co-op missions over and over and over and still have a lot of fun. And they had like 25, 30 different co-op missions. So MW2, probably top tier on my list.
Don't blame me one bit at all. That's definitely a really good one.
Yeah, I don't know. Part of me wishes I was more of a gamer and more in tune into that sort of stuff. I don't know. I would definitely like to try out different games, different popular games, different genres of games. And that's what I'm kind of doing with this just kind of sit-down simulator type. There's not much action on my part, but it's still different. So, I don't know. Part of me wishes that, but at the same time, like, I don't know. Like, let me ask you this, Declan.
Mhm.
Obviously, you had a lot of really good memories playing video games a lot, but does part of you wish that instead of video games, you could have done other stuff, like in high school and whatnot?
So like as far as like actually doing other things in high school, like let's say I wanted to do band or a sports team or some club or something like that, no, that was just not who I was at the time. But as far as like actually, I really do wish I had spent more time like working out, focusing on my health and everything like that. Like that would have been really nice. Like especially nowadays, I don't play video games near the volume I used to. Like I work, and then a lot of my free time is working out, going for walks, going to the gym. Like we go to the gym about 4 days a week, and things like that. So I really started to enjoy things like that. And I've started playing less video games. So as far as like actually preferring to do other things at school, no. But I wish I had played a little bit less video games and focused on myself a little bit more.
And then, that's something that, I don't know if it's really a touchy subject, but maybe it's something that should be said. And maybe I shouldn't be the one saying it, since I've never been encapsulated by video games as much. But, there are a lot of people that, like you said in high school, that play video games so much and, maybe blindly eat while they play, have bad posture and stuff like that, for some people it's a bad habit that they're struggling with. And I don't know, I just let's spread awareness about this. But I just, for those people that may be struggling or don't realize it or maybe hate themselves for it, just, every once in a while, sprinkle in some exercise in there, go outside a little bit. And again, maybe it's not my place to say, but, for even people like that have it as their career, like, some YouTubers, Markiplier, stuff like that, when he plays video games all day and that's his career, but, at the same time, he realizes that, he has to exercise and, stay healthy, so you're not just, as you said, you don't want to end up as, some 400-pounder just sitting over a keyboard or a controller. You don't want to be that typical gamer that people, make fun of, I don't know, that's my little PTA. What was it? Or PSA, public service announcement. I don't know. It is kind of interesting. We came from two different sides. I didn't play video games as much. You played video games a lot. It's kind of just seeing both sides of it, and I think that contrast definitely shows in this podcast. Probably, definitely with the things I try to say, and that's just not probably correct, but. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to talk about video games mainly because, I am dibble-dabbling a little bit in some other games. I'm thinking about, making some Let's Play or, gaming videos in the future. It's something that does interest me. And, what better person than someone that has a lot more experience than me to bring on the podcast.
Sir, we don't have any access to them gaming pros, but
no,
we can give you a little bit of diversity.
Hey, Declan's the best gamer I know. He's insane, man. I know. I do have a couple other friends that are probably pretty good at certain games too. But Declan, of course, is more familiar with the podcast style, so I had to bring him on here for sure. Man, anything else you want to talk about regarding gaming? Any games that you're excited for? I know there's one that you're excited for coming up.
Starfield's gonna be. If it is done right, if it is what's been promised, it's going to be the game of the year, and it's going to be something absolutely phenomenal. I think I am so looking forward to that game with the endless possibilities in it. That's going to be a game I give a good old week to my life to in the span of a week. And but besides that, you also got Mortal Kombat 1 coming out. That's going to be a really nice game. I've always been a fan of the Mortal Kombat games. Never gotten to like really serious good, being like amazing at them. But I've always enjoyed playing the PvP. But it's also one of those games that infuriates me very quickly.
Yeah, I play a little bit of Mortal Kombat. Started playing with 10 and then 11. Love Mortal Kombat 10, mainly because of the DLC characters, the slashers and alien predators, stuff like that.
Was Jason in that?
Jason was in it. Yeah. Jason,
Joker? Was that 11?
Joker's 11. Leatherface was in 10 as well. I wish Ghostface was on there, but
Well, speaking of characters like that, Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
The way they do their game is absolutely phenomenal.
I know. It just sucks how slow the game is.
Yes, the loading times.
The servers and stuff are just ass. But I love the concept of Dead by Daylight, and I love being able to play as your favorite slasher, villain, or even they have like some like folklore creatures and shit like that
so,
too.
Yeah, they have plenty of them. They have the chick who goes to the TV. What's her name?
Like, is that The Ring or The Grudge?
One or the other. They have that character. They've got Jason. They've got Freddy Krueger. They've got plenty of options to choose from. They also have some creepypasta characters that you can choose from. Anyways, sorry to interrupt you. Back to your
No. I mean, I want to just talk about that briefly. It's a game that I briefly played mainly because the servers and the load up time, everything is atrocious. But it's a game that if they fix that, I could really see myself hopping back into.
Yeah, and like the main problem you find is that like you have so many people who play like the Survivor, is that it takes forever to find an actual killer. So they've been trying to remedy that, but it still takes a very long time to find a match if you're a Survivor. So
yeah, I reckon they don't have they can have a CPU be the killer.
No. So they don't have any options like that. I mean, that'd be kind of hard to do though. It's like, do I have an easy setting or do I have a murder everybody in 5 seconds setting?
Yeah, it would be hard to balance, but if they continue with those troubles, I think that maybe that could be an option. Since, as you said, a lot of people like to play as the Survivor. I do. I hate playing as the killer.
Killer is my favorite part of the game.
See, they need more people like you playing, But going back, I loved MK10 for that reason. But looking back at it, compared to other Mortal Kombat games, especially 11 and probably 1 right now, very dark atmosphere. Like all the graphics and everything were very darkened.
They were very.
To, it's kind of hard to see. I go back to play that sometimes, and I'm like, man, how did I play? Some of these maps are so dark I can't even see my character.
Anything, yeah.
But yeah, MK11 also really good. Put some good time into that, and love playing as Rambo.
Mortal Kombat 11.
Those DLC characters were pretty cool too, and I just enjoyed playing as the more main characters in that game as well. At first I was upset how they changed the X-ray, but then I realized that maybe having it just before you die and only once the whole game was probably a good idea. But I'm really excited for MK1 and. Another thing, just talking about Mortal Kombat real quick, is they do have some very interesting story mode campaign type.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
I've played the campaign. I remember I think my first Mortal Kombat campaign was Mortal Kombat versus the DC Universe, and that really got me onto there. So I played a lot of that one, and then I went on to the MK10, MK11, Injustice 2. I didn't play Injustice 1, just never was like, oh, that looks fun. But Injustice 2 is very nice, and the story modes I've always really enjoyed.
I haven't played much of those games except at arcades. I don't know why, but they have those at arcades now a lot, and you get to keep the card that you get. It's kind of interesting. Going back to, is it called Starfield? You said?
Yeah, Starfield.
That's what I like about that, and. I don't know if I'll be that into it or how much I'll want to play it, but it's one of those open world games.
Yeah.
And I really love open world games. I don't play them that much, but even Fallout 4 had a big enough world that it was pretty open world. Not as much as Starfield's going to be, of course.
Fallout 4 was one of my favorite open world, favorite Bethesda games in general. To be honest,
Fallout 4 was really good. And Fallout 3 I didn't play, but I know that's one of the Fallout
3 was very nice. Fallout New Vegas is my favorite Bethesda game of all time, at the moment, anyways. But that was very nice. And then they also had Skyrim. Skyrim, that's a game recognized over. It's been re-released 5 times now, and millions of people know about it.
Yeah, the open world survival, and then open world. First-person shooter, all the open-world games, I've always been very attracted to, even though I don't play them as much. But just to name a few, of course, Minecraft. Perfect. Minecraft, Raft, Sea of Thieves, Starfield that's coming out, Fallout 4 considered open world, The Forest, stuff like that. Just all those type of games, very interesting to me. I love not being bound.
Yeah, by loading screens.
By small environments. I like going out and exploring and traveling. Far Cry 4, Far Cry 5, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They have pretty big maps, pretty expansive.
I know that a lot of games nowadays can't get away with having the non-open world the game style, because people are so used to having the open world that whenever you give them an environment and you can see past it and the stuff you can't go into, it's like, why? It's like you just not put the effort into it or something like that. Like, like if you're playing a AAA game, you expect the effort to be put in there to where you can explore every option and every environment that's displayed to you.
Man, I can't believe I just now thought of Far Cry, man. I love the Far Cry franchise. It's pretty good. I spent a lot of time playing Far Cry 4. And I love the customization of the map making and level making of 4, and then even better in 5.
The newest Far Cry was, I really enjoyed that game.
Oh yeah, I forgot Far Cry 6 came out. I forgot all about it. It kind of flew under my radar.
It was a little more out there. Like, well, they've honestly been getting more out there since their conception. But yeah, the newer Far Cry was really fun. But it's just like I said, it's kind of bizarre at the same time.
Yeah, some that I love watching, but I've never really played much is just horror games.
I don't play horror games either, but I also don't watch horror movies, so that tells you something.
I love watching horror Let's Plays, with Markiplier, Jack, or all that, But I've never been into actually playing it, and I don't know if it's because, I don't know, maybe it's not my style, and a lot of horror games have puzzles, and I realize I hate freaking puzzles, and even the Lego games that have puzzles, I'm like, oh,
come on,
not a puzzle, man. I'm just like, give me my directive and go. Why do I have to use my brain that much?
See, I'm okay with puzzles as long as it's done right. As long as there's a narrative reason that I'm doing this puzzle, okay. But if you're just gonna be like, put 5 blocks in order for no reason at all, good luck finding out the order. Have fun. It's like, why? Like, why not just let me... It's right there. Let me just fucking walk.
Yeah. Good puzzles in horror games are the ones that don't take that much time and that blend together with what you're doing easily. That it's seamless.
Yes.
But... And then, I don't know, the horror game franchise right now seems like, really big into like analog horror, the Uncanny Valley type games that just... throw some weird off-putting things at you that make you unsettled. And a perfect example too is what's it called, the back rooms. I don't know
the back rooms.
Or you're just continuously walking kind of silently in the back rooms, sometimes not even know if anything you're in danger, but it's just so weird. And those type of games are getting popular.
There's also the one that has like the toys, like that are huge and they attack you, like they have the fucking sharp teeth and everything.
Oh, Friday Nights at Freddy?
No, yeah. So Friday Nights at Freddy, is one of them, but also came out with another one, and it was hugely popular. It was a really giant, it was a giant red like toy monster, and it would chase down the operatives, and you have to like try and escape it. Games like that. I just never really, those games never really appealed to me at all. But one game I liked to watch getting played was Outlast. The Outlast series. I like watching every single one of them.
Yeah. Those are some of the bigger made horror games.
Oh yeah.
Them and
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil,
really huge one, yeah.
I love Biohazard.
One thing that I've actually found that I'm kind of happy with is that like a lot of horror movies and movies are so like they're very like bottom tier. Like, there's not really that many big blockbuster horror movies, and a lot of time when there are blockbuster horror movies, it's because they're funny. And but a lot of video games, like you have companies putting out AAA horror games that are designed to absolutely scare the shit out of people, and on those walkthroughs, you can just tell that person's scared shitless as they're walking through a dark environment, ready to get grabbed and axe murdered. But yeah, I guess I would kind of consider Dead by Daylight kind of the horror genre.
Yeah.
Because you're getting hunted down by it.
Yeah, it definitely gives the adrenaline pumping a little bit. Especially when you're so close to, like, escaping. It's like,
yeah, you're getting, like, right there on the generator, getting it done. You hear the noise of donna, and it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, but yeah, horror games are just one of those genres that, I enjoy watching. And all that, but I don't know if I'll ever really get into playing it myself.
I know for a fact I won't. Nothing horror. I don't deal with horror.
But I definitely appreciate the indie horror genre.
Oh yeah.
I think when it comes to video game creators, it's some of the easiest way to get into the video game realm. Making video games is horror because you just a lot of times it's simple platform set up spooks and not much to it, but it's a good way to get your foot in the doorstep of making video games. I think is with the horror genre.
Kind of acts as
Yeah. But yeah, dude. Fucking good old gaming, man. Fucking, do you still play? You never really got into Pokemon Go, did you?
No, I did not get much into Pokemon Go, but I did buy a Nintendo Switch Lite, which one that has a controller built into it, you know? And I bought it just to play Pokemon, and I started the game, played about 10 minutes of it, put it down, never touched it again. So, spent about $300 on something I don't ever use.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I was late. Go figure. I was late on the Pokemon Go jump too. You know, while everyone was Pokemon going to the polls or whatever Hillary Clinton said, I couldn't because at that time I had a Windows phone. I had a freaking Windows phone, and it was the only phone brand at the time that didn't support Pokemon Go. Everyone was out there finding Pokemon, you know, getting mugged and go trespassing and stuff. Well, I couldn't.
Chilling out in the cemeteries at night trying to catch Pokemon. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
I do like Pokemon Go though. I really enjoy it. I only really play it when I'm going on road trips, new areas, find new Pokestops and stuff like that. But yeah, just kind of an interesting blip in my gaming history. Mobile games in general, just kind of like interesting. I know Clash of Clans and
Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, Bloons Tower Defense.
All those were really big for a while.
Massive games.
Again, didn't really play any of those. Kind of late on that, and I don't know. When it comes to mobile games, I liked Fruit Ninja for a bit, but then it got so many ads.
I never messed with mobile games. Actually, that's not true at all. I played BitLife a lot.
I played that for a minute, and then it got too real for a second.
Yeah, I play BitLife quite. I wouldn't say quite often. It's like if I'm sitting in a doctor's office waiting for an appointment, I'll play it. But like if I'm in my free time, I'm gonna read a book. I'm not gonna play BitLife.
Mobile games are one of those things I like download, play like all day, and like almost never touch it again.
Then find yourself 5 months later clearing your phone out and going, "Oh, why is this on here?"
This. I don't know. Like a lot of my games, I have Uno. I have a lot of board games and game shows.
I have Wordscapes.
Wordscapes is good. Yeah. I don't know. Got some sports games on there too, but I don't know. Just not real big into phone games, you know. And yeah.
I think a good way to put into this podcast would be, how has gaming impacted your life, if it has done so at all?
Yeah, and I think we've alluded to that a little bit over the podcast. For me, of course, a lot less than maybe the average person that grew up in our time, mainly because overall I didn't have access to video games or that many games, especially online until later into high school. But I will say, I really enjoyed playing the little Game Boys when I was little, and the Wii. I think the Wii did change my life, at least slightly, in the fact that it was a huge form of entertainment at the house. Me and my brother, we didn't have many friends. We didn't sleep over at a lot of people's houses when we were little, and the outdoors was really our only form of entertainment. So we didn't really do things in the house that much, but the Wii was something that put us inside and actually get to play and do something in the realm of our own home. And I love the Wii. So much fun. The Lego games, as I said, Wii Sports, Mario Kart. So the Wii really impacted my life. But yeah, up until I got like my own Xbox One and got Xbox Live and all that, gaming didn't really impact me much. The 360 was cool, and playing MW2. MW2 was probably, as I said, one of the bigger life-changing games for me. But again, other than that, I didn't touch the 360 that much. So, but in high school was a nice way to connect with friends outside of school. I think for a lot of people, that's the biggest thing for it. It's another way to connect with people, especially when you're young and can't drive. Being able to connect with your friends and do something together without actually having to meet them and do stuff. And that was nice when I finally was able to do that. But and then watching Let's Plays, I waste a lot of my time watching that, watching Markiplier and stuff. I really enjoy watching other people play games, and it's been a big form of entertainment for me. So again, it may not change my life as much as most people, But, I mean, video games are a critical part to this generation and entertainment in general. No different for me. What about you, Declan?
I think that playing video games definitely like shaped a lot of my childhood, especially post-elementary school. Like you said, being able to talk with friends outside of school, hanging out with people, like not in person, but just having a good time over Xbox.
Yeah.
I would certainly say that a lot of my memories from when I was younger were a lot of the time playing Xbox with my friends. Like, of course, I obviously had the normal memories of, hey, we played person, stuff like that, also with my family. But a lot of my happy memories from school were playing video games whenever I got off or on break and stuff like that. And I think that you actually brought up a really good point, was that like it bridged that gap of me and people not being able to drive anywhere. Like, you don't have the freedom that a grown adult does.
Yeah.
And it really made me realize that whenever I hit my senior year of high school, like whenever I began driving actually in my junior year, is that my video game playing kind of dropped a little bit at a time. And it's gotten to the point now where I look back and I go, damn, I had a really good time playing video games. And now it's just something I play roughly probably 4 or 5 times a week at like 1 hour intervals, and it's just like kind of like just a way to relax, you know, like it's just time to chill.
It's therapeutic for some people for sure.
But so I would say it's had a really big impact, especially on my childhood, and that even in today, it's still a really good method of relaxation for me. So
yeah, and you know that's partly why I wanted this podcast to be about video games. It is such a big part of the world we live in today, and a lot of people connect through it. A lot of people have it as their career or as their hobby. They enjoy doing it, and you know, video games have been around not too long in this big scheme of history.
Yeah, not at all.
The first video games really that got popular in the 80s?
I would say 80s, yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? I would say probably 70s.
Yeah, that's when the first video games were really
because I know that my dad still talks about playing video games when he was younger, so him being younger was around 1969 and stuff like that. So they've been like, that's Pong though, that's Pong.
Yeah, and Pong's fun too.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is.
But yeah, for something that's been around for such a short period of time compared to the relative history that's gotten so developed in real, like graphics have gotten insane,
phenomenal
graphics, and some and now with these the VR games and the virtual reality games, put a headset on and get lost in it type thing that's going on. Video games are, becoming just more involved in everyday life and becoming more real in general.
And integrated in society. They're definitely a lot more accepted nowadays than they were.
Oh, yeah. Even 10 years ago when MW2 was around, of course, No Russian, games like that really got people saying, video games are the devil. And, if you play shooter games as a kid, you're going to shoot up your school, stuff like that, which, I don't really buy into that much. It's got to be a pretty messed up game you're playing as a child to maybe get those fantasies, or no, I don't even know. But video games, I think overall, if you play in moderation and just have a good time doing it and just aren't covered in Cheeto dust,
then there's literally absolutely nothing wrong with it.
They're perfectly fine. It's a hobby. It's an activity. It's just like anything that you have fun doing. And I think they definitely deserved a spot on this podcast, especially with me thinking about doing some sort of gaming videos in the near future. I wanted to talk about it because people love video games. It's just the truth. People love video games. But yeah, I think... Wow, we're running on almost 50 minutes. I think we covered a lot of different topics, genres, conversations.
And different perspectives.
For sure. As I said, me growing up not really playing video games all that much compared to Declan, played a good bit more than me. And then right now where we are, both, not playing that much, but, still playing a good bit on the side here and there. Is there anything else you want to mention or talk about before we wrap things up?
I think we captured, like you said, we covered a lot of scenarios here, so I think we did pretty good.
Yeah, and not like my comment section is going to blow up over a podcast, but if y'all are interested, let me know your favorite video games, your least favorite ones, which ones you're excited for. Are video games good or video games bad? How has it impacted your life? All the things we have talked about. Obviously, you may not agree with some things that we mentioned. Yeah, you may be like, Alex, the games you love are shit, or you may be like, why didn't y'all talk about this game? I don't know.
And also, don't attack us if we got some of our dates wrong. Like, we don't know if Madden 25 came out in 2013. I'm not exactly sure how many years Rainbow Six Siege has been out, so don't come for our throats over tiny details.
Yeah, I know the gaming community can be real cool and awesome, but I also know there's some toxic gaming communities. So for the toxic ones out there,
please chill.
Yeah, take this with a grain of salt. But I've enjoyed talking about this, and I think it was a good excuse to finally make another podcast.
I agree, and I appreciate you having me on here to share my opinion, Alex.
Of course, and share y'all's opinions in the comment section if you feel like it, or just hit us with a like button. And if you want to see more podcasts, let me know. And I guess not see them, you're hearing them. That's partly what podcasts are for. But if you like this content, maybe hit the subscribe button, join the Southern Woods community. Declan, maybe we're going to talk about this in another podcast soon, but if you've made it to this end, you deserve to know he may be starting his own YouTube channel in the near future.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Declan may be joining the Southern Woods community as a content creator as well. But without further ado, y'all, have a good one. You want to do the honors with me, Declan?
Yes, sir.
Southern Woods out.